they only have one big turbo now, okay? And they put it on one side of the engine. After hearing about that Lambda 1 thing, and I'm like, can you get me a
992
Spider RS?
Oh, you drive the Taycan and you're gonna like it. Like, I get a lot of dudes that like it. That's all I'm saying. It's like the motorcycle guy when I passed on Highway 71 coming in here, he's like, he gave me the look. He knew what's up.
So did you read the release of the 992.2 GTS?
GTS?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't read that?
No.
It's a hybrid.
Oh, yeah.
So I read a bunch of articles about that, and apparently now the European Union is forcing them to go Lambda 1 through the whole rev range. So it has to have perfect air-fuel mixture ratio through the entire rev range. Where these cars, when you get up to high in the rev range, they put more fuel in to run it rich, and the extra fuel cools the engine. And so that's how they're able to make power at the top. So because of that Lambda 1, running it lean all the way through the rev range, it generates a lot of heat in the high end of the rev range. And so the car pulls timing because of the heat. So now they're running the hybrid to fill in the gaps.
Right.
And the power curve looks similar to the old outgoing car, but it's radically different. And if you look at the battery that they have with the lithium-ion battery, it's up where our battery is.
Oh,
and then
interesting.
the car battery's in the back. And that lithium-ion battery up front has a water jacket around it.
Yep.
Because they have to cool the battery. And then instead of doing like Jorge's got 2 turbos on his GT2, one on each side, they only have one big turbo now, okay? And they put it on one side of the engine, and they put the electric motor in it, so they can spool it up and get rid of the turbo lag, right? Because they want 2 small turbos because they can spool them up quicker, right?
Yeah.
So they put a big turbo that can put more boost, and then they use an electric motor to spool it up. And that has a water jacket around it. So now they're cooling that.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, so now they're cooling that.
Running in Texas on track,
yeah,
heat,
exactly.
You're not. So what is it? The 992.2 GTS.
Yeah.
Don't buy the 992.2 GTS.
It wouldn't hold up out here.
No.
So then because they put the turbo on one side, they have to plumb all the exhaust from the other side over that side, right? So now they have no room for the back box. So they took the back box and they turned it sideways and stuffed it up along the side.
Jesus.
So that all that heat, instead of being back here with air coming over it, it's gonna be stuffed up behind there with plumbing going around. So anyway, so after seeing that, and after hearing about that Lambda 1 thing, I didn't know about that. And I'm like, can you get me a
992.
Spider RS?
Oh.
Because that's the last production car with that engine, with the engine we have.
Well, what about the 992.2 GT3?
It might be a Lambda 1. I don't know.
You think they're going hybrid on
No,
that?
it won't be hybrid,
Okay.
but it might be Lambda 1.
Oh.
I don't know. So they're making it. Normally you have a perfect air-fuel ratio at the beginning.
Yeah.
And ideally you'd want it through the whole rev range, right? But because of heat and cooling the engine, they run it richer as you get to the top.
It's interesting to see where Porsche's going. I'm curious to see what they'll end up doing. Obviously, they're having to change a lot of these things because of U.S. regulations. I just saw something about, like, I think exhausts are going away in California. Aftermarket exhausts are going to go away.
They've always, yeah. If you've changed anything in the exhaust, you'll get a ticket.
Yeah. At what point do you think that becomes mandated, though, in Texas? Like, the fact that we're in Texas, we're fine, right?
Texas
I mean, these cars, yeah.
Maybe in Austin, but not.
Yeah, maybe in Austin.
I'm gonna have
like
to move
the
to
city.
Dripping Springs or something.
You might. Dude, I think you drive the Taycan and you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like it. It's like, you know that it has like a dual clutch transmission, essentially. Like, you don't shift it, but it shifts, and so it feels more like a car driving as opposed to a computer driving, which is what I think Tesla feels like. Tesla feels like you're driving a computer. The Taycan still feels like you're driving a Porsche, in my opinion, because the suspension's still there. It's heavy as balls. It's, but it looks good, and I don't know. Like, I get a lot of dudes that like it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, no one else cares, but there's a lot of dudes, like the motorcycle guy when I passed on Highway 71 coming in here, he's like, he gave me the look. He knew what's up. I'm like, yeah, I love bikers too.